Back on the Chamber Report, time now for our monthly visit with Tony Sofio. Tony is the chair of the board of directors, the Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce. Tony, it's August. We made it through July.
We did, and actually I should say you did, Pete. With everything that we got going on, or had going on, I should say, you know what? I think it's been going extremely well, and there's light at the end of the tunnel. With all the events and fundraisers that have been taking place.
Yeah, it's an average of 10 hours a day. I mean, when you have major events, that's the way this stuff goes, and they pay us, and we're going to do it. And let me tell you something. Trust me, this is not all on staff that's the reason that all these things work. We are one piece in a 5,000-piece puzzle of so many players that come into play when you have big events like this. We have committees for both the Riverfest and for the golf tournament, and then, of course, the huge volunteer base. Tony, you were a part of that. First, let's talk about Anoka Riverfest and Craft Fair, 3 a.m. You were there as part of that very small setup crew. You've done that for years now, and I'll tell you what, we got out there, we got things set up, and we got it going.
That is correct, and a lot of people are probably thinking, you're crazy. What are you doing being up that early to do that? I'm an early bird, and I don't mind it. Maybe back in the day, I'd be leaving an established that early, but as you get older, it's like your sleep patterns changes. So you know what? Fine. Up, enjoyed it. And, you know, I think the biggest thing that I liked about that shift is seeing how everything comes together before everybody gets there. It's the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And you even get the opportunity as the setup with the vendors, talk to them a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, how it was last year, same thing we hear this year. It's very well put together. It's very structured. We love coming. We enjoy coming back. So, you know what? It's that structure and seeing that year after year through the committee and yourself and all the hard work with the volunteers that I think is the reason why people want to come and the draw of the crowd.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And super huge hats off to all of the volunteers that make it work. And as Tony mentioned, we hear it from these crafters and artists and vendors as well about how well it's run. Well, it's run well, not because of me or Tammy, my administrative assistant, but because of the volunteer base that's there. We know the needs that there. We go out with the ask, and people showed up. And it works well when you have it organized, and we did. So over 160 crafters, 2 food courts, live music, but more importantly, a huge art and crafters, some incredible vendors. And then you, the public, that showed up, and you show up, boy, I'll tell you what, you know, since this was invented and the weather apps, I think I had 7 weather apps that I've been looking at for a week out. And day of, it came so close. I'm not sure if you heard, but Maple Grove had Maple Grove Days that same weekend, and they got hit with some huge weather, vendors that lost product and tent. We did not have that. We had a little pop around 8 o'clock. The event opened at 9, and so we got really lucky and things went well. And the mission of why we did it was to invite the metropolitan area and beyond. Obviously, we want the backyard to come, and they did, but I always spend about an hour walking around and talking with just the attendees. And I tell you, I talked to a ton of people from Hastings and from St. Paul. There was a couple from Fargo and also Red Wing that I talked to. That's why we did it. We want to get them to this region so that they experience our 8 communities as they're coming in, with the goal and hope that maybe they come back someday after, and so mission accomplished.
Absolutely, Pete, absolutely. And it's one of those things where I think it's great for the community, and especially the downtown.
Yeah.
You know, we get to not only have the crafters there, but we can also showcase the other businesses and what Anoka has to offer for those people that have not been there before.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
so
and they find
it's a win-win situation for everybody.
Yeah, they find out we're not an extra Brainerd.
Yep.
It wasn't hard to get there, and again, with the goal that hopefully they will come back.
Correct.
Then on July 22nd, 36th annual Anoka Area Chamber of Commerce Golf Tournament fundraiser. And Tony, you put a foursome out there.
Correct.
I'm hoping that no one was hurt with any flying projectiles.
No, but as one of my teammates pointed, I showed up, but my driving game did not. So
there you go.
And actually, that was me. So I'm like, you know what? Fine. Irons worked out great, but you know, the course is phenomenal. I always enjoy this particular fundraiser golf event because I love the course, and not only that, but the people that are behind it, the committee that puts it together.
Yeah.
It's a great time for networking. I enjoy getting to each of the holes and seeing who's there, trying to throw up business and just talk to people. And you know, it's all about that networking, just in a different fashion, a different way. You know, it's a more relaxed atmosphere. You can go out, you can golf, and it's for a good cause. So
no doubt. And you know, we have always had the mentality on this thing, and this should explain it all. We award more for the 5th place finishing team and the 15th finishing place team than we do for the first place team. So what does that tell you? Hey, if you're that good, here's your trophy, put it on your mantle, but no, we're going to get more to 5th and 50. We want it to be fun. We don't want this to be some, oh my God, maybe they cheated. And it's always had that mentality, and people come with a right frame of mind. The holes are packed, every one of them, in some cases, 2 hole sponsors at them, and the membership just comes together. Darlene Song, who heads up the golf committee, did a phenomenal job. Thank you to Larry and the crew at Greenhaven, and to all the people who donated, who extra volunteers that stepped up, to event sponsors, to the teams, to everything else. It always just blows me away, and just a great day, and glad to have that one behind us as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there again, it's one of those ones we always look forward to every year.
Yeah, no doubt.
We put it behind and we move forward on the next one.
Yeah, and another thing that we always look forward to is our annual Chamber Member Barbecue. That's coming up on August 13th, so depending on when you're watching, if it's before that, you can come. It's for members. If it's afterwards, next year maybe we'll get you. But we do it down along the Rum River. Tina and her crew from Anoka Meat and Sausage come, and it's just good stuff. A beautiful atmosphere and networking, and that's what we're supposed to do.
Correct. You can't have a summer without a barbecue, right?
No.
So why not the best time to do it in August? Everything's starting to wind down after everything. Get out, enjoy the nice weather, have some brats, have some hot dogs, have some burgers. I mean, that's what it's about. There again, it's networking in a different way.
Exactly.
Just much like the golfing. You can come out, especially for those people that may not be members, you can come and meet new members, talk about signing up to be a member on top of it and all the benefits that come along with it. So, food's great, the atmosphere is awesome, and it's enjoyable just to sit down over lunch and have a conversation with someone.
You bet.
So,
And Tony, you really nailed it with it's different.
Correct.
So we have, and our job is to offer different networking opportunities. It's up to the member to pick, hey, which one fits with them. I'm not a golfer, and I don't really want to do, okay. Member barbecue, you gotta eat, so you might as well show up. But our job is to offer these different opportunities. We've got morning ones, we've got afternoon ones, this one's a lunch one. So I would say that we're doing that. All right, so we do not pay you. We have never paid you in this entire year. I know that every once in a while you're looking going, hey, but you also went into it knowing that wasn't the scenario. So
Correct.
you got to make a living. So tell us what you do and how somebody would get a hold of you if they want to have a conversation.
Pete. Yeah, so I'm a commercial banker with Village Bank out of Ramsey. We sit down and we will do loans for commercial real estate if you're looking for that, new equipment, if you're refinancing, if you're looking for SBA loans. I'm more of a relationship based, so I'm going to sit down and talk to you, and it's not all transactional. To get a hold of me, 763-398-3558. Love to sit down and have coffee at one of the local establishments in Anoka, or even lunch for that matter. So 5-10 minutes, an hour, whatever it takes, and hey, it'd be just nice to get to know you.
There you go. Do you realize that you only have one more of these?
I do.
Yes, he does.
It's bittersweet, Pete.
Yes,
bittersweet.
he does. Well, hey, I can tell you that his year, so our fiscal year ends the end of September. Now, Tony will stay on for one more year as past chair, as we will lean on him and his experience that he's had over this past year, let alone his 3 years on the board. So he's not going anywhere, but there will be somebody new. Darlene Song, in fact, from Oakwood Insurance Agency, will be taking over the reins as chair of the board. So it's too early for goodbyes. It's too early to do some backslapping about what a great year we had. We had a great year. There'll be some backslapping. So to see all that, tune in next month as we wrap up Tony Sofio's year. All right, we're taking a break. When we come back, you like this part the best. Member Profiles is up next on the Chamber Report.